Hey guys, I'm Christina Sanchez. This channel is called Christina Sanchez Unedited because that's just what these videos are. I post one-shot videos that I normally record in my car for the time being because my car is my home office. My car is where I pretty much live most of the day. So I just make the best of it, and I will soon start to edit and do all of those fun things that make videos more attractive. But for now, it's just me and my face to offer. So sorry about that, but I'm also not sorry because I started to do these videos and I'm so happy. It's added something huge to my life, and I hope that it's adding to yours too. I think I'm at like 18 subscribers right now. 18. That's huge for me. I'm so excited that at least 18 people are interested to hear what I have to say. And those are probably 18 of my family members, so I love you guys. But if not, you're just strangers that don't really know me, then thank you as well. So that was about 1 minute 30 seconds. Now I'm going to get into something today that is so critical. It's a discussion that's going to open. It will open doors to other discussions, and I would like, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to comment or to email or which way you choose to communicate with me. If you have more questions, because I am now an expert in this domain and I know what it's like to be an expat and to fully leave my nest and what I know and to move to unknown territories. And moving to France almost 10 years ago was extremely unexpected, and it opened. So now let me give you a background of French in my life. So when I was a little girl, I'm Armenian from Toronto, Canada. Now when I was a little girl, my grandmother hoped for one of her grandchildren to speak French. And my mom took it upon herself to put me in a French school. Now this was extremely difficult for me because it played with my identity. I had huge identity issues because no one in my family spoke French. I had one neighbor who spoke French, but who was not with me all the time. So I was completely lost most of my childhood. This then led into other issues into my adolescence and so on and so forth. Now, that is part of my story. Now, as I learned, God took the bad and used it for good, and my destiny ended up being here. So I'm very thankful that all those years that I lived, and because of this one little decision that was taken, my life was really turbulent. Now, let me get into the top few things that because my story is different. Now, I came here on vacation in my late 20s, and I knew while I was in the plane that I was going to write the next chapter of my life was going to be written here. Now, most people do not have the background that I have. Most people cannot adapt like I can. Most people, well, nobody is like me. Now, nobody is going to have the same story as me. So I don't know where you are, where you're starting, where you're going, what your plans are. But now with this technology movement and digital nomads spreading everywhere, the sky's the limit. So if you are planning to move somewhere, be prepared. Now, unless you want to sit in your room or sit in a cafe most of the day and just listen to people, I would suggest, number one, to learn the language or at least have a very good understanding about the language and the culture. So there are apps right now, like Duolingo, for example, that are killing it. I use that to learn Spanish. I use it to learn Portuguese. I even used it at one point to help me perfect my French, which is still not perfected, mind you. But the base of what you need to know is how to read and write. At least read. But read and write, absolutely. Because French administration, which we'll get into after, is literal torture. And when I say torture, coming from Canada, which is a well-structured, and every country has its, advantages and disadvantages, but French administration requires a whole other being of self. Now, let's get into that. So, one, you are going to have a good base of the language, a good foundation of the language. Reading and writing, critical. If you cannot speak it, that's fine, because you will eventually, which I'll encourage you to do later on, join communities and even set that up before you get to the country. Now, let's get into number two. Number two, you will require a lot of patience coming to France, and I'll tell you why. You will require patience because French diplomacy, French administration is very, very particular. And it also depends on the region where you live. Now, I live in the south of France. The south of France is slow. You must not only be prepared for French administration. I have an amazing joke about this. I'll share it one day, maybe in a short or something, but I won't get into it now. You must be prepared for everything with French administration. French administration can and eventually will, if you are not prepared and if you are not strong enough, it will, what is the saying? Chew you up and spit you out? That is exactly what it will do. And I'm not trying to be negative. France adopted me and I love this country. This is my home. This is my home. So I will never badmouth the country. I will not. This is my home. I have been adopted here. I pay my taxes here. I live the system. I know exactly. So this is my home. But French administration will swallow you alive if you are not prepared for it. So if you want some advice on who to contact if you are unable to complete your French administration, let me know, because I know an incredible company and I have worked with them while setting up my business here, and it's just incredible. So everything is available. You just have to be prepared for it. Now, 3, set up communities. Set up communities before you get here. Now, there are Facebook pages everywhere. Okay, like we know this. Now, I suggest that you get into them. Get into them now. Talk to people. Mention that you will be moving to a specific city. What's going on? What's not happening? If you are part of a certain community, i.e. a church, look into the churches before you get here as well. And so that when you get here, you don't, I'm not saying like waste time, because nothing is really a waste of time. But it's true that it took me to find good doctors, to find, to understand how the whole system worked. It took me years, because I genuinely came here with no connaissance. I don't even know if that's an English word, connaissance, like no knowledge of anything. I knew that I was going to live here. And basically within months I was here. I became a French resident. So that is also something very important. Now, in setting up those communities, do not isolate yourself with people that do not speak French. You need to infiltrate every and any structure that speaks French, or any language that you're going to, any country that you're going to move to. So if you're going to move to France, my suggestion, one of the things that I did, is that I became a volunteer in an association, a French association. That was something that I thought that was pretty genius to do, because it's like free French classes. Like, seriously? Like, people are paying like thousands of euros. And I didn't even think of it like that because my heart genuinely loves working with associations. So I was thinking to myself, okay, how can I, immerse myself more in this culture? This is exactly what I did. I started to work with associations. So that is another thing. And then, lastly, I need you to understand something. When you come to France, the French, which is actually pretty funny, but since I'm Armenian and I have a husband from Ecuador and all of these things, so my culture is not just French, but French people eat very sain, healthy. Okay, I eat healthy too, but my body morphology is just different. So now French people, so here there's like McDonald's, there's Burger King. There is no real junk food. Like, I'm talking about the videos that I'm seeing on YouTube, these concepts of God knows what. I could eat my phone when I see these videos. We do not have that here. So pregnant ladies, you will not have a very, how do I say this, comforting pregnancy. Because when I got pregnant here and I wanted, I don't know, something that wasn't, like Burger King, some like a different concept of a food, you cannot find it. Oh, and also, you will not be able to eat outside of meal hours. So if you do not eat between 12 and 2, you're going to a bakery, honey. Okay? So you need to understand that too. Now, my last tip is that you must absolutely learn how to order a baguette. Because bakeries are the heart of this country. A boulangerie is what makes France, France. Now, I have a piece of artwork. I took a picture. I'm going to post soon and link everything that I'm working on. But when I first moved here, I took this photo that I'm going to have put on a canvas. I'm going to sell it on canvas too because it's just bonkers. I love it so much. And it's a picture of a boulangerie. I was outside of a boulangerie and I said to myself, wow, this is exactly France to me. Because it's so traditional. There's this tradition that every morning people just flood these boulangeries, these bakeries, and they walk out with their baguettes, their quiches, and all of that. And it's the most beautiful thing. It's just part of this culture that they've maintained to keep, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things. So you must learn how to order at least a baguette. The way you do that is ask for une baguette. J'aimerais une baguette. That's it. And that will save you. If you don't know how to order anything else in your life, you must learn how remember, this is unedited. You must learn how to order a baguette. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. This is one of my longest, 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes long, but I'm really enjoying this and I hope that you're enjoying it too. I thank you for watching it till the end, and what else? Like, subscribe, comment, whatever. I also did something different today. I am wearing gray pearl earrings. So I'm trying to, change things up because I'm a pretty basic, simple person. So I hope that I am interesting enough, and I hope that even if I'm not, I'm still going to make the video. So that's okay. But thanks for stopping by.